I'm Chris Foden, and welcome to Lakeside News Weekly, your guide to news and events going on in the Lake Minnetonka area. Independence Mayor Marvin Johnson is in his 40th year of elected office, his 37th in his role as mayor. On this month's Around the Lake, we'll take a journey down memory lane and talk about his long-standing civic leadership and his commitment to the public good.
Our farm goes all the way over to where those houses are. It's a half a mile wide, and then it's about 1.5 miles long.
In '76, I got a call one morning when I was milking cows, and it was from Earl Taylor, who is still living, and he's at Minnetonka Shores, was the clerk treasurer, and he said, "Marvin, you were appointed to the council last night." And I said, "What?" I hadn't gone to council meetings, and I said, "Well, what happened?" And he told me one had resigned, and the 3 of the council members voted me to fill the vacancy. I said, "I got to think about this." And he says, "Well, I want to swear you in before 8 o'clock this morning." And finally I said, "Okay." And that was the beginning. If things would have remained the same as they were without the next election, the mayor being changed, I don't think I would have ever run again, because it was very divisive. And I don't like fights. So everybody asked if I would throw my hat in the ring, and I did. And here I am, 40 years later almost. People have been kind, and they say you can't quit, you know, and I've listened to them. After I was elected mayor, things were working very well.
Going to call the Independence City Council meeting to order.
But then some of the challenges a little bit later on is a couple of times after elections, you ended up with new council members that had a completely different agenda, and just had to work with them. And I'm not one that's got to get the last word in and you know, jab people or anything. I try to get wherever I can get harmony. I try to do that first, and but it's hard. My stomach was in knots more than once after a council meeting.
These cattle can do a lot of pasturing in lowland that we couldn't put corn or soybeans or alfalfa in. So that's the nice part of having the beef cattle. You don't have to be there all the time.
We were about 1,800 people then, and a good share of the community were people who lived on the farms, were milking cows, bigger families and so forth, and that's changed drastically.
When my dad was in high school, he was a teenager going to high school at Mound, and a great uncle built the barn. So that barn was built in the 20s.
I was the oldest in the family, and that probably makes it a little different. I enjoyed farming, and we milked a lot of cows, and I was actually kind of the main person for milking cows. I just kind of stuck with it. My great-grandfather, who originally came from Sweden, traded a house and lot in Rockford, Illinois for our farm of 160 acres, sight unseen. In 1867-68, he built the house that we're living in. So the family has been here for that. We got the sesquicentennial, which was a real honor for being here this long.
And we have a couple of people who make maple syrup now every spring, and it's quite an operation. My grandfather used to make maple syrup there, and he'd carry it back to the farm. So it's completely different than what it used to be.
Well, there's always change, and change always affects everybody. I mean, me as well as everybody else. I just take it as it goes, and if something doesn't pass or something isn't the way you want it, there's probably another opportunity, or it was for the better that it turned out the way it was. But of course, one of the greatest accomplishments was just kind of the ability to get a new city hall. When we did get our own police department, that was a major upgrade too for the city, and it worked well, and even though it cost a lot of money, it certainly was needed in the community, and we're proud of that. It was a real honor to be recognized by your fellow council members and so forth. It made me feel older. I thought, oh, well, I've been around for a while, now I'm getting kind of recognitions for so forth.
And the dinner bell was used all the time when I was a kid. And us kids would love to ring that bell. So to get my grandpa in or my dad in for the meal.
I just like to work with people and make sure things are getting done for the benefit of the community and organization or wherever it is.
LMCC is now on Facebook. Be sure to like or friend us so you can keep up with all the happenings at LMCC or to watch one of our latest videos.
Here's what's coming up on First Responder TV. I'll head to the South Lake Minnetonka Police Department to talk with the new police chief, Mike Meehan. A mother who lost her son to a drug overdose is using her foundation to help those affected by addiction. We'll give you an update on scams that have been targeting citizens in the Lake area. We'll talk with St. Bonifacius Fire Chief Shane Weber about how to ensure your home is safe on Safety Source.
First Responder TV airs daily on LMCC's Channel 12.
Welcome back to Lakeside News Weekly. Now it's time to preview some upcoming events going on in the Lake Minnetonka area. Here's the Lakeside Community Calendar. The 2016 Jake O'Connor's Luck of the Lake 5K Fun Run will be held on Saturday, March 12th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. in downtown Excelsior. The 4th annual 5K Fun Run helps support the Excelsior Lake Minnetonka Chamber of Commerce, local businesses, and is already embraced as a St. Patrick's Day tradition in the western suburbs. The word of the day is fun. Runners, volunteers, onlookers, and all those involved putting on their green pants, shoes, hair, and bling to spend the morning focused on the fun run and the afternoon hanging in town with friends and family. Contact Laura Hotfit for more information, and we'll see you on March 12th for the Jake O'Connor's Luck of the Lake 5K Fun Run. Ice Madness is coming to Nelson Park in Long Lake on Saturday, February 20th. The Orono Rotary is hosting this wonderful wintry community day that is jam-packed with outdoor fun for all ages. Show off your skills in race events and fuel up with some hot chocolate before the Fat Tire Bike Race. Fun kid activities will be going on all day at the Winter Village. After a fun day, warm up next to the bonfire and then join us at the Red Rooster for great live music and more. For more information on Ice Madness, go to ornorotary.com. Do you know of an upcoming event going on in the lake area? Email us at lmcc@lmcc-tv.org. Lakeside News returns in a moment.
Located just off the waters of Lake Minnetonka in the heart of Excelsior, the Excelsior Amusement Park opened on May 30th, 1925. Inspired by New York's Coney Island, this park featured dozens of attractions, including a Ferris wheel, a carousel, penny arcades, and a large wooden roller coaster called the Cyclone. The park was owned and run by Fred W. Pierce, who was an established amusement park operator and roller coaster builder. The park was at the peak of its popularity in the 1940s and 50s, and by the 1960s, it became a teen hangout. One of the park's most popular events was Axel Day, based on the TV show Axel and His Dog. This special day featured free rides and, of course, a visit from Axel himself. By 1968, the Cyclone had to be completely rebuilt due to safety concerns. Rides had begun to creak, and the building fronts appeared shabby. The eventual decline began, and the park officially closed in 1973. The original site now consists of condominiums, Maynard's Restaurant, and the Bayside Grill. The carousel has been preserved and is still in operation at Valley Fair in Shakopee. While the Excelsior Amusement Park remains a thing of the past, it has still captivated the hearts and minds of Lake area residents for generations.
Well, there you have it, news and events happening around the Lake Minnetonka area. For more information about LMCC or to learn more about our programming, go to our website at www.lmcc-tv.org. Thanks for watching this edition of Lakeside News Weekly.